coming back to reality is not what we think it is. We're trained to think about things in a certain way, and it's not true. Actually, I'm going to list a couple things just for you to think about. Okay. I mentioned the financial system. So there are financial hacks. And when you listen to a person talk about those financial hacks, they're usually in the perspective of this is what wealthy people do. This is how they are able to pay for cash on a home with not actually having the cash. This is how they're able to transfer their wealth without losing it to taxes or having it to be susceptible to certain kinds of fees and stuff like this, you know. And when you listen to their strategies, or when I listen to the strategies, I realize, wow, that's like totally not at all how I think about finances. You talk to someone who's about, you know, they're stepping out of the straw man system. Even more, you realize that how we're trained to think about how the economy works is not really how it works. That how people or businesses, or not businesses, how certain entities become in charge of certain things, you know, it's not what we think it is. So by just walking the path of decoding the straw man system, that is a way to wake you up out of this 4D field, mind control. Another way is education system. Another great example. My daughter, my oldest daughter particularly, I would take her out of school for a year here and there. And I remember my mother-in-law at the time would get upset with me, saying that, you know, she's going to miss schooling, she's going to be held back, and, you know, just she was not for it. But I'm telling you right now, it didn't make any difference whatsoever in her schooling, or, you know, or grades or GPA or anything. Because what would happen, I took her out, I think it was first grade. First grade, took her out, did first grade work. She's brilliant, super accelerated. I put her back in the following year. She goes right into the grade she's supposed to go. They didn't even test her. Okay. I take her out again, this time fifth grade, homeschooler, super brilliant, is completely accelerated, way past her grade level. Put her back in. We move out of that state and go to another state, put her back into school. No questions asked. They didn't even test her. Right? And she goes back into advanced classes, take her out again, you know, put her back in high school. No questions asked. Didn't even bother to test her. Right? And then she graduates early. So this whole idea of how the school system works is totally a lie. Just to even drive that lie home even further, think about how are they going to, when you think about someone who's homeschooled, what do people who have their kids in school think about? Oh, you know, how are they going to get into college? Well, you know what? When they're homeschooled and they do good on the SAT, like everybody else, like in the ACT, it doesn't matter at all that they didn't go to a regular school. In fact, it makes that student even more interesting. They are more likely to get admitted into that college, and they're even more likely to get a scholarship for that college, all because their parents had the capacity to not play ball by the rules and educate their kid on their own. So this whole, you know, why we have to send our kids to school is a total lie. A total lie. Everybody who's homeschooled their kids all the way past high school into college know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's several here that I know that listen, that are a part of that. Okay. The other lie is that you have to have a college degree in order to be successful in life. Total lie. I know entrepreneurs that are six figures and more that didn't even graduate high school, folks, because they thought out of the box. They were so bored. They hated school, and they just, you know, went into life hungry to make their way, and now they're millionaires. Okay. Not, I mean, granted, they're out of the box thinkers and they're self-motivated and, you know, all that. Those are all human character traits that not everybody has. That's true. So you really got to know yourself in order to make a decision like that. But this is what we counsel our kids to do, you know. And a lot of people go to college, get massive debt, and then don't even use their degree when they get older, you know, except for accountants and lawyers and doctors and stuff like that, where you have to have a certain level of education in order to be able to take the exams, in order to be able to, you know, have the practice. You know, those are the exceptions to that.